Okay, this is these are pictures of our travels for more than a quarter of a century. Actually, now it's heading more towards um, 40 years. So 4 decades of pictures from various parts of the world, and I'm very pleased to show them to you because your father was such a famous traveler who wrote about his travels. Naturally, I cannot match his wit and his ability with language.
You're modest.
So I have tried to put it because a picture is worth a thousand words. Uh, for your uncle, for my uncle, your father, a word was worth a thousand pictures. Because in one word, he could express more than I can express in thousand pictures. So anyway, I will show you a few pictures of our travels throughout the world for quarter of a century, now heading towards half a century. So they range from Asia to Africa to Latin America, something like close to
How many countries?
80 countries, roughly, that I've been to, and I've lived in many countries. This is actually a beautiful scene of a very serene lake in Thailand. Here we are again in Thailand, and in a place called Ayutthaya, which was actually Thai capital once upon a time, and it was sacked by the Burmese a couple of hundred years ago. Now it has become a tourist destination with the elephants. This is actually Lumpini Park. It's like Ramna Park, but very serene, very, very safe. There are joggers, cyclists, and very well organized and systematic. In the evening, there are aerobics. So they have loud music and so on and so forth. And there are a few animals, some birds, some tourists, but Thais who are into fitness. Itaholo, this is one of the many, many beaches in Phuket. Now, I was driving back from Phuket when I saw this scene, two motorcyclists inside a pickup truck. I missed was a picture of a pickup truck carrying two elephants. Now we jump over to the Amazon in Ecuador, I think, where I spent a week going through the small rivers and looking at the jungles and forests, animals and birds, and so on and so forth. These are some of my group members. This is another picture in Peru on a different trip. Wendy's got a monkey on her shoulder, and now we've jumped to a country which was famous for lemurs. It's an animal in the African island of, what's the name of the island? The Andasibi National Park in Madagascar. So we went to different places in Madagascar. Love to see. Now we are in Australia, Sydney Opera House. It's a very old picture. This is the Australian Parliament, and way in the distance, that is the ANZUS, Australia New Zealand military cooperation monument there. It's called the Anzac Parade. Kangaroos are actually wild animals, but everywhere. They're crossing the road, you could hit one, so there are signs saying, watch out for kangaroos. রামগরুরের ছানা হাসতে তাদের মানা হাসির কথা শুনলে বলে হাসবো নানা নানা. Okay, you want me to fast forward this picture? But that's the thing, if I have to fast forward, I have to do it differently.
Just do it differently then.
Okay. Well, this is the friend and me, Wendy and Rambla in Spain. We're back. This is Maldives. It's a beautiful place. We went to South America where there was a cyclone. It's the devastation.
After the hurricane.
And we came in this plane, so it's not hit by hurricane. We're back in Madagascar, famous animal called. This is Brunei, and Brunei has a lot of water villages. People actually live in the water in the houses, and instead of buses, they have water taxis and boats. Once more, Brunei. We now move to Burma in 1978 or 88. This is not Myanmar pagoda. This is the Myanmar pagoda called Shwedagon. This was the time when very few tourists went. This is Cambodia, and you can see the bullet holes of the civil war of Cambodia.
Which year?
Angkor Wat. That was in 1987 or 78. This is, you can see her hat. This is Phnom Penh. In the old days, there were very few tourists, as you can see in this picture. Not one single tourist. And you can also see the Khmer Rouge fighting. There I tried to copy my face. The Shankranti Mela, the Royal Palace and Museum. This is Niagara Falls, actually. So we're jumping back and forth. Mm-hmm. This is Niagara Falls. This is somewhere in South America. We went on a horse. Now, this is a famous man, Charles Darwin. And you will see later pictures of Galapagos Island, where Darwin made observations. This is China, various scenes of China. This is actually a very beautiful spot. All this is China. Town called Guilin. This is University, Guilin University. This is Lijiang River. These are Chinese tourists, not these. These are American tourists. Southern China. This is Arenal volcano in Costa Rica. This is over the treetops. Oh, these guys are back again. He's climbing with a vine, the big tree in the Amazon forest. These are the American Indians or Amazonian Indians. And here's me holding up a piranha fish. And I caught a few, and we ate the fish for dinner instead of the fish eating us. This is the hilltop, rooftop. This is where in Galapagos Island.
Exactly.
And it's got many varieties of birds, animals. This is supposed to be a stupid bird. Looks like he's asking me, who are you? Now here's a seal in the water, and the seal was following us. This is a pelican nest, and it's a young pelican. This is somewhere in South America. They make fur coats out of these cute animals. Of course, nowadays it's not considered a good idea to make fur coats. All sorts of weird animals which you only find. Now we've jumped to Egypt. When I was young, this the Saqqara, and this is two broken-nosed guys. One is dead, the other is still alive. This is going back again to Africa. Now we are in Holland, and I have a little boat, and we used to go around in our little boat which I carry in the car. That's Wendy in Hong Kong. When we were young and handsome and beautiful, we used to live here. This is one of our houses was there. Now we're going to Nyepi Festival in Indonesia. This is in Bali, and they're always having festivals and ceremonies. Beautiful country. It's a small island in Indonesia. There are no cars. This is not a shark. Now we're in India, India Gate.
India Gate.
Somewhere in Rajasthan. Look at my video camera.
Huge one.
Taj Mahal is huge camera.
Taj Mahal.
This was actually Clifton Beach in Pakistan. You're back in India somewhere? Okay, now we are in the Indonesia, in Ambon. They put flowers every morning and pray. And the fishing boats. This is Nasim and her son in a friend's boat in Indonesia. These Hindus have all sorts of festivals at all times. Very colorful, very cultured. There's gamelan music in Indonesia. Now we are in Venice. And now they are in Milan in front of the Duomo. He's back in Venice in St. Mark's Square. And back in Cambodia, you see there's not a single person, very few. Nobody. Now it's impossible to take that picture. I would give you $1,000, you can take a picture without another person in it somewhere.
Next time.
Of this same spot. Impossible. I've tried it. A couple of months ago I went there, Cambodia. Oh boy, impossible to take a picture. What they do is they cut off the head and then they sell it overseas to the museums. Leopards. This is actually not a game park. This is my work. We were going to the Ethiopian border with Kenya. And Wendy came along. And this is actually seeing them in the wild, not game reserve, not park. This is a leopard sitting up there. And then you'll see some cheetahs here. Oh, these are the cheetahs. They stalk the deer. They'll sit there for hours patiently until one deer cub is careless, then they will go and get it. And the others will not come to the defense, they will run away. This is an animal called eland. And this is an African lion. These guys are big. Near the Ethiopian border, I took these pictures. They are absolutely wild animals. So we have to keep your distance from them. Everyone is a tusker. The giraffe can, with its one kick, can blow your brains out. This, of course, is zoo picture, not a zoo actually, giraffe rehabilitation center like thing. Okay, that's good enough. So this is just a fraction of the pictures. There are many other countries, and you might see some pictures, but
So in the next session, we're going to take
Yeah.
the rest of.
But what I can't show you pictures of are, let's say, Somalia at its worst. That would have been interesting, dodging bullets and all that sort of scene. But at that time, you don't think of pictures unless you're a photographer or a journalist. So we've got the happy scenes of our travels, not the bad ones. This is Mombasa, not bad. Yeah.
So,
Feeding the animal. Thank you very much. I hope you didn't get bored and fall asleep, and I hope you enjoyed it.